Joe, there's a lot of stuff going on. When you have a team that's in the middle of a pennant race, and that's the second story, that tells you how big the story about Derek Jeter is. So let's start with that. This is one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are only 8 guys that have more hits than him in the history of baseball, and you had to shut him down. How tough was that?
It was tough. It's been an extremely frustrating year for Derek. It's been frustrating for us, thinking that we were going to give him back, and they went back on the DL. And, you know, he didn't have a normal offseason because he was recovering from his ankle surgery and the injury, and it's just, it really pushed him back, and it's been frustrating.
You saw it first. You actually took him out of the game on Saturday against the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. What did you see? Did you not see Derek Jeter?
Yeah, I just didn't see him moving the way that we've seen him move in the past. And I saw, you know, maybe a little limp when he was running to first. And I just said, I think it was 12-5 at the time or 12-6. And I said, you know, if somebody hits a ball in the gap, he's not going to be able to score. So I'm going to pinch run from him now, and maybe, you know, it'll calm down and we'll get him back.
Had you seen him at all be Derek Jeter at all this year?
You know, when he first came back this last time, I thought he moved pretty good. But then it seemed the more he played, it seemed like the ankle started to bother him, and that's what was happening.
You know, the interesting part of all this, you would think that you lose a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's really going to be a serious blow for the playoff push. And this is meant as no disrespect to Jeter at all, but you guys have been winning at the rate that you've been winning all year, and you never really had him.
No, we had him, I don't know, maybe
17 games.
17. I wouldn't even said it was that many. I didn't think it was that many. And we've missed him dearly. I mean, we've missed him in the two-hole, and we've missed his leadership. But we've had to overcome a lot of things this year, and that was one of them.
How about in the clubhouse? He's not a vocal leader, but he is a guy people play the way he plays. How much have you missed that?
Oh, I think we've missed that as well. I mean, that's part of who he is. And he plays so hard all the time, and I think that's what was so frustrating for him. He couldn't play the way he wanted to play.
You know, Joe, when he agreed to go on the DL, that told me that he must have been in more pain than we can even imagine. When Brian Cashman spoke with him, did you think that was going to be a difficult thing where Derek would fight it?
You know, I wasn't really sure. I saw some frustration in him, and I felt like, you know, maybe he feels it's best that we shut him down. I didn't know if we'd put him on the DL or what we would do or just give him some time. And, you know, you can only go through so much, I think, sometimes when you're trying to fight something like he was trying to fight and he was trying to get out there. And I think finally he just said, you know what, I'm not moving like I'm capable of moving. And he said, I don't want to hurt the team.
Now, he's 39 years old. Next June, he'll be 40. Brian Cashman said with certitude, we have not seen the last of Derek Jeter. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I think he'll do everything he can to get back. And, you know, people have counted him out before, and that's probably a mistake because I think he'll have a normal offseason. He'll be able to strengthen his legs, and we'll see him back.
Now, the night before you guys announced that Derek was going to be shut down, Brendan Ryan was acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Looks like you're going to plug him in at short, right?
Yeah, I'm going to play him a lot. I'm still going to play Nooney, too. You know, I'm going to look at certain matchups and decide who I want to be there. We played Nooney some at third, but, you know, Alex is hurting now a little bit, too, with his hamstring, so we've had to move some pieces around, and Brendan has been helpful.
All right, give me a scouting report on Brendan Ryan as if he was on another team.
Tremendous defender. Tremendous. As good as it gets. He's a Gold Glove shortstop, I believe. And, you know, Kevin's already made a little adjustment in his swing. We're starting to see some dividends, and we're going to see if we can get him back to those numbers he used to put up in St. Louis.
Now, Kevin had told me that he felt that things just got too complicated for Ryan, that he felt that he was fixable. You feel the same way?
I do. I still think there's a lot of good baseball in him. I think he's kind of got back to what he was doing in St. Louis, and you know, he had a big hit Thursday against Jim Johnson. He had a couple hits Friday with a home run against Lackey, and maybe it'll help a lot.
When you watch how slick he is at shortstop, you know, you start to play games. Would he be a good everyday player if he hit 240?
Oh, I think, you know, you could live with that. Just because he's so good defensively, he's going to save you a lot of runs.
Now, getting back to Jeter, I'm not saying that Ryan's going to be the shortstop next year, but, Joe, can you go to 2014 with a guy who's going to be 40, coming off 2 broken ankles, really, typically, and say, this guy's our starting shortstop?
Well, the one thing I don't ever worry about is next year. Because, A, there's no guarantee I'm going to be back, and B, we got a lot to worry about this year with, you know, only so many games to go, and we have to catch some teams.
I mean, there's no guarantee you'll be back.
Well, I mean,
the job you've done.
There are no guarantees in life, Michael.
Right.
Well, there's one, I know, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
No.